academic achievement for a little while. The Wyatt III, 3rd edition, and the Rat 4 are two of the best used ones. However, Woodcock Johnson is often used in the schools, and the KTEA is also pretty well used with children. But I like these two. Why do I like the Wechsler Wool? It's fully integrated into the Whisk and Waste, and you can also get a scored report that looks at the different domains of functioning. It's good for ages 4 to 50. It was recently updated in 2009, and again, completion time does vary. There is more training on the Wyatt III if you're interested in looking it up at this website. And this is what the composite scores look like. You should have a big page in there that looks at the Wyatt III's different subtests and how they feed into the different composites. We are looking at reading, reading comprehension, language, written expression, and math fluency for this test. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because I want to spend more time on the Rat. The Wide Range Achievement Test, I like it because it's fast. And with time pressure, you're not necessarily able to give a lot of information. You're not able to get a lot of information, and you can get a lot of information rather in a short period of time with the Rat, because it looks at sentence comprehension, word reading, spelling, and math. The word reading and sentence comprehension together may take 15 minutes, maybe 20 if you've got someone who's really slow. And you need this if you're going to administer something like the MMPI, because you need to know what the reading level is. If you don't have the reading level, then you're not going to be able to just give them something to read, right? You need to have a good reading level. So that's another reason why I like this. Plus, it's very fast and easy to administer. That's the Rat manual. Good thing you don't actually need to use that when administering the Rat, because you have these cards. It does have parallel forms. So you've got the blue cards and the green cards. You just choose one or the other. And I mean, if you want to administer it over like every 6 months, you would use the blue and then the green. That's the beauty of the parallel forms. Doesn't have timed tests. It does. The math is, you get 15 minutes to complete the entire math section. The rest of it is not timed. And trust me, most people don't take 15 minutes. They do as many as they can, and then they're like, I give it up. The protocols have all of the instructions on them, which is another reason that I really like this. You're not working with stimulus books. You're not working with a whole bunch of other things like you are with the Wyatt and some of the other achievement tests. It's all right here. The first thing that you start with is word reading. Now you give the person the card that has reading, and you say, look at these words carefully, read the words across the board page so that I can hear you like this. When you finish the first line, go on to the next line, and so on down the page until you finish or I tell you to stop. Read slowly and say the words clearly. And and we are copywritten, so we're not actually using the real things here, but I'm allowed to tell you to read the instructions to you all, and the first one of each thing. So, and then you just have them read until they've gotten, at the very top, they have the discontinue rule, and if the person is 8 or older, there is the 10 rule, so when they get 10 in a row incorrect, then you discontinue the word reading test. You then take that word reading score, the raw score. So say they got a score of 41, which is pretty good. They got 41, they read 41 words right. You would start with specifically on the sample card for comprehension, the sentence comprehension, S6. And the administration is, now I'd like to see how well you can read some sentences. Look at this sample. Read the sentence to yourself. What word goes in this blank? That's right. Either hit or struck are correct. The sentence says, during the heavy rain last week, several trees were damaged when they were blank by lightning. Sometimes more than one word can complete the meaning of a sentence correctly. Choose the first word that comes to mind. All right? Now read the next one. What word goes in that one? That's right. And the instructions go on. So you can continue reading, and then you would start with the starting point that is indicated on the front of this page. And you continue through until the discontinue is reached, which is, it's a 5-7 rule for this one, which means when they've gotten 7 in a row wrong, then you discontinue the test, or if they miss one of the first 5 that you start with, then you start reversing until they've gotten 5 consecutive, right? These two tests together I actually really adore, because both of them will give you a reading composite, and you can understand someone's word reading might be much, much higher than their sentence comprehension. And I've had that happen so many times where I've tested someone whose word reading is at maybe an 11th grade level, and yet their sentence comprehension is at a 4th grade level. And I'm like, okay, they're really good at sounding out words. That's fantastic. But am I going to give them an MMPI? Probably not. I'll have it administered orally, right? So that's the first part of that. The second and third is a spelling test. And the spelling test is, the spelling words are on the back of the word reading list. So it's just this, and you read it very much like you would read any other spelling test. And the instructions for it are in the main protocol, the test form. I'm going to read you some words, and I would like for you to write or print each word on the line beside the numbered space. Listen carefully so you read, so that you hear each word that I say. Then try to spell the word correctly. I will say the word, then read a sentence with the word in it, then say the word again. Please write the first word here, from the book, and then go down the page this way as I say the word. Try and do your best. If you're not sure how to spell a word, you can take a guess. The first word is on. It is on the table. On. And then you continue down. All right. Very good. And then the math test. They have the math test is in here. This is where they'd write their spelling words. And then you give them the math test. All right. And the instructions are very similar, very simple. So I really, really do like the wide range achievement test. It is normed, and though many people would choose to use this only as a screening device, you can use it for more. You can use it for looking at someone's achievement in the areas of reading, spelling, and mathematics. If you find a severe discrepancy in any of those areas, though, I would suggest, if it's a learning disability type of evaluation, that you follow up with something like the Wyatt or KBC. So coming back to CHC theory, because I know how much you guys love that. The different areas of academic achievement with the CHC theory are outlined here. We've got the inductive and general sequencing reasoning, language development, lexical learning and listening ability, and then memory, phonetic coding, naming, associative memory, and perceptual speed. All of these are really important when you're looking at learning disabilities. And if you apply the CHC theory, you might get a lot more out of your evaluation.